Ty is standing by. Ty Law is brought to you by Corvus Vodka, the official vodka of Pro Football Hall of Famer Ty Law, and the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame, by 110 Grill, modern American cuisine, and a top allergy-friendly restaurant, by findmassmoney.gov, and by Drains by James, Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. They give a poop about your pipes, and Ty joins us on the Harbor One hotline. Hey, Ty.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I'm sitting there listening to all the rhetoric going on about Bill Belichick and Mr. Kraft, what they doing. I like you guys' take on the reporter versus the personalities, but in this day and age, it's kind of going hand in hand, guys. Because I'm sitting here watching a great reporter right now, and I consider him a reporter, Michael Wilbon. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure that he probably has a podcast too. Greeny has a podcast. So this world that we live in today, you know, whether it's reporting, people go on the podcast, you become a personality because of all the platforms that you have, and people are taking advantage of it. So I think it kind of goes hand in hand. You just have to decipher like who's legit and who's just doing it for clickbait.
Yeah. But yes, my point. But if it's like Tommy Curran, he comes across as like, I am a reporter. Same way Michael Wilburn comes across as I am a reporter. But Ty, when you start going into the world of podcasting, now you start throwing your own opinions in there. And now when you say something like Bill Belichick is already out as the coach, I always view you as a reporter. So I got to look at that and go, that's pretty credible. And now you're like, well, guess what? I'm a personality. I didn't mean it that way.
Every reporter is not credible, though. Again, then, like you say, for your sources. I mean, you think somebody like, you know, Adam Schefter, my Michigan guy, you know, Michigan alumni, Go Blue, Adam Schefter. He is in the know what's going on. You can't sit there and tell me that he ain't going on no podcast, you know, to get some more views or anything else. You know, he probably has his own. I mean, I don't know one person in that position that doesn't have a podcast as well, because you can't say exactly what you want to say on TV, like on ESPN, because of all the rules. That's why I love being with you guys, and y'all invite me on. It's the radio. You can say what the hell you want to say.
But the
you
rules,
know what I mean? So,
Ty, the rules that you used to be talking about when it came to credible sources was it had to be accurate. It had to be truthful. It wasn't just speculation. And so that's where I think the confusion comes in. I mean, listen, Wiggy yesterday was going on as he does and said, let me say this to Tommy Curran and anybody else. And I think actually Jones and Mego both took you up on it yesterday. You believe that Bill Belichick is coaching this franchise next year. And if he's not, you're willing to hop on some kind of a giant wheel thing.
In a Speedo, strapped up.
Please not the Speedo.
European.
If there's a circus listening and they have a tent that we could use as a Speedo for Wiggy, we'd appreciate that. But and Mego said that she absolutely will go up against you on that, and she does not believe that Bill is coaching here next year. Ty, do you think Bill is coaching here next year?
And throwing eggs at us.
You know what? Right now, I'm just going to stick with what I've been saying, that it's going to be his decision, if he wants to continue to coach. I think that Mr. Kraft.
But in your mind.
I think Mr. Kraft, let me finish that. Mr. Kraft, he has the power to let him go. But if it is some rumblings going on within, it might be best for them to part ways. I don't think he's going to go, you know what I mean, unless he just wants to be done with coaching. You know what I mean? But you never know nowadays, because at the end of the day, it's about the bottom line. Are we losing fans, or are we getting all this stuff? Is Mr. Kraft feeling any type of pressure, to let it go? Is Bill feeling some type of pressure? And it's just not a good situation anymore. Then they'll probably part ways amicably. But if you're going to sit there and tell me that, you know what, we got a deal right now that you're not going to be the coach, I can't see Bill Belichick staying around and say, okay, I'm going to just ride this one out. If you're going to fire me, let me go now. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, if I'm already fired, if that's what Tom Curran says, if they got this deal in place, I can't see Bill staying around for that. I mean, I could just leave now. And do what you got to do. No. You know what I mean?
And Ty would know better than...
So if Robert Kraft was so upset after what happened in Germany and said, decisions made... you think Bill would just say, fine, then do it now, and I'll figure out what I'm doing next year somewhere else? Robert Kraft's not going
to.
But Robert Kraft's not going to do that because he wants to trade him and get value.
But I would ask Ty this.
But then how's he going to trade somebody that you have to deal with him? Because once as a coach you have a guaranteed contract. So no matter what, I'm getting paid. That's the difference between coaches and players. It ain't no confusion. Ain't no small language. He has a guaranteed contract when he just signed an extension. So he can just walk. He's not going to stay around there for all of that. I mean, Lisa, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not a reporter. I ain't a personality. Right. I'm just saying my opinion as a player.
Don't sell yourself. Don't sell yourself short. You are one of the better personalities that I know.
Right. He'll retire like Gronk did. But I would ask Ty this, because Ty would know better than anybody else. Forget about whether or not they come to this amicable split, or they trade him. Here's where I don't buy this, because I don't believe Robert Kraft, and Ty, I want your opinion on this, would let people know midway through the season that he's moving on from Bill Belichick. I don't think he would utter those words to anybody, so that's why I'm a little hesitant to buy this.
I agree with you on that, Wiggy. Now, if he had a history of like a Jerry Jones that's giving you little tidbits, that'll be different. But that is not who Mr. Kraft is, and that's not how he's handled his business, through the years. So I don't know who the credible source is that Tom is talking about, and I know Tom well, worked with him, talked to him plenty of times with interviews, and, you would think that he's credible. But on this one right here, who's the source? Because they keep everything in the house. How would you know that? How would you know that? Because Mr. Kraft damn sure ain't going to call Tom Curran and be like, Tom, check this out. This is what we got going on. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. So, so for Tom, like I said, that's my man. Me and Tom is cool, but I just don't buy this one because because all this is coming from one person. And at this point, who's the source? Who is the source?
Ties.
I don't get it. So I don't think that's going to happen either, Wiggy. Because like I said, if he's already done, Bill Belichick will pack his stuff and be walking out the door right now. Ain't no sense him standing around.
You just heard Ty Law's first expletive, and it is brought to you every week by QC Kinetics, and they donate $20 to the Ty Law swear jar every time he does it. Yes.
Ty, whether or not you believe it, do you think that Kraft needs to say something publicly, address this now, so that it's just not going to continue to spiral out of control?
Yeah, I mean, for it to die down, yes, he could come out and say something, about it, and then that will stop us from talking about it. You know what I mean? That will kind of, say whatever Tom's credibility is out there, diminish that, but then he can still make the decision, at the end of the year. But just to die down all the talk, and that's what's going to overpower the rest of the season, yes, he probably should come out there and say something. I know, Greg, you ain't going to be able to hold that one. You got to say something on Monday. Damn it, I'm tuning in too, and I don't come in till Tuesday. I'm tuning in.
I mean, honestly, the whole thing with Bill is trying to figure out the way to phrase the question so that he might answer it. And I think I probably will just say, you've done a great service to this region for 20 years. It appears now that you have been, your future has been somewhat left twisting in the wind.
Okay.
Do you wish that Robert Kraft would publicly come out and clear up what your future is or isn't?
Well, Greg, you're going to have to
go talk to
Robert
focused on.
that.
You're going to have to talk to
Robert.
Robert.
You're going to have to talk to Robert.
You trying to Greg, you being nice. I just straight up asked, hey, Bill, what's going on, dog? Yeah, man, you leaving?
I don't know if I could.
Hey, wait, man.
Please do it that way, Greg.
Straightforward.
When I call Bill dog,
yes, call him dog. Please do it exactly the way Ty said.
Okay, all right. I'll do that.
Please do it.
That's how I was. If I was on there Monday, I'm just going straight up. Hey, this is what's going on. This is what was said, Bill. Tell us what's really going on, man.
Why don't you come? Hey. Why don't you come with us on Monday? He'd probably love to see you. He loves Wiggy. You want to show up Monday and do the questioning? I'd love it.
I might not be in town, but I'll call in. I call in. Hey, y'all scared of Bill?
All right. Well,
please do it, Greg.
We'll have
please do it.
Hey, Hey, guess what? I can't get fired no more, damn it. Hell, I can't get cut.
No, he can't get fired
either.
either.
Cut me is Greg Hill right now, so shit, let me on. Let me in the game, coach.
Ty, listen, we're running way behind, but I appreciate as always the time this morning, and we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you on Monday. We'll talk to you on Monday at about 7:40. All right, we'll talk to you then.